welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the concept of the attendance machine. In the past few months, I've been talking to you about the database, the management system, and the application. I told you about these three dimensions, which is religion, science, and technology. So database management system, and application. I've been using the concept of an ERP to explain this, but I've not gotten access to an ERP yet. So today I will use the concept of an attendance machine. An attendance machine is actually part of the HR process in an ERP. So employees come into the company every morning, they clock, then they go about their duties. When they close, they go home. Now, how can you use the data from this machine to create information that will enable the management to understand the mood of the employees and also be able to tell if an employee came to work or not? An attendance machine is actually the information coming out from an attendance machine is far greater than something being used for just deduction of employees' salary. It can also be used to determine the mood of the environment. And that is exactly what I want to show you today. But before then, let me quickly give you an illustration on the board. Now, assuming that this is an attendance machine, so we call it clocking machine. Then this is the database. And then this is an application that will give you the report. For report. Now, when an employee clocks in on this machine, there is a software that will pull it into the database. And then from this database, it goes into this other application. In this application, it will now be processed and information will now be gotten from this machine to enable management determine the mood of the employees or if an employee came to work or not. So this illustration is what I'm going to be showing you practically. So come with me. So this is an attendance machine. I'm going to enroll myself on this machine. And then I will clock using this machine, pull the data into the database, and then make you see the output information, which the management can now use to take a decision. So let's see how to enroll yourself on the machine. It's asking for the password. So I'm going to add myself as administrator. So I will say no. As supervisor, yes. Then I'll type my code. I'll place my hand 3 times on the machine. So I've enrolled myself. So I will come out. Okay, so the IP has been configured. Now I'm going to take this machine to a location, mount it, and then clock in. Then I will now pull the data from the machine into the software or into the database using a software, and then from that database to an application, which you are now going to see the output of the clocking. So I'm pulling the attendance now from the machine into the database. That is what is happening right now using an application. This application is designed by Endeavor Africa. They are not sponsoring this video, but because I'm using the application to give you the demonstration, so I have to mention them. Endeavor Africa, in case you're interested in using time and attendance machine that is like this, you can actually consult them and then you will get a solution of this nature. Okay, now we have pulled from the machine into the database. Let me show you inside of the database how the data will appear. So this is my code. So as you can see, this is me coming in now. This is my in and this is out. So this was actually when I clock in. Now you can see how this data is appearing inside the database. Now I want to use another software to pull out from this database into an application software that I can now process and then pull out the attendance report for you to see. So this, what we are looking at now is a database management system, which is Microsoft SQL. And I just wrote a query to be able to see the data inside the database. Now I'm going to go to another application to pull out this data from this database into the application, process it, and then you will see the final output. Okay, so I'm going to pull from the database into this application. Okay, so these are several employees that have logged in. So the data is pulled. Now I'm going to process it. Now I've pulled the data from the database into another application. I am now processing it. So the processing is the processing is successfully completed. Now I'm going to show you the report, how it's going to appear. So I go here, attendance report. And I will do that using my own code. So I'll just search for myself and I'll preview it. So you're going to see how the attendance will come out. Now you can see this is my clock in and this is my clock out. So based on this, management can take a decision. At this particular date, I did not clock in, but I did clock out. Now, today, I clocked in by this time and I have not clocked out. So you can actually tell how many days in a week the employee has come to work and how many days in a week the employee has clocked out. So that's what this information is doing. So that is all I have to show you in this video. If you are just joining me, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and also share it on another platform. You've seen how an employee is enrolled on the attendance machine, and you've seen how I use another application to pull it into the database, and I showed you the inside of the database, and from that database, I'll pull it into another application where I now process those data into information, which can now be presented to management for decision making. Now, at the end of the day, whatever decision the management is going to take based on what you see in that clocking will be solely the management decision. The clocking is just for management to see the mood of the employees, to see the time the employee comes into the company and when they leave the company. In my next video, I'll be showing you the concept of the language system. What I showed you there was how to use Microsoft SQL language to pull out the data from the database. And I will now go deeper into it to actually explain how this language system works. Because there's a language system that connects the database to the management system and then to the application. For example, as I'm talking to you now, you can understand me because we are both connected to the English language system. If I change now to another dialect, you probably will not be able to understand, except I also connected to that language system. For example, if I say the now you can see that I just changed to a different language system. And if you're not connected to that language system, there's absolutely no way you can understand what I just said now. So that is the concept. That is what I'm trying to make you see. That a language system is used to connect all the three dimensions together. And once you can speak the language, you will be able to make things flow from the database to the front end application. So till then, see you in my next video.